So this is what I don't like. I have cooked. Nothing irritates me like waiting for people to come and eat. I do the job of cooking the food. The least you can do is be here when I call you. All right.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I have to take care of some stuff. You good?
I'm good.
That's your angry face.
So, Father, we thank you. We bless and receive this with thanksgiving in Jesus' name.
You know, one thing that a lot of people don't know is that this girl, Taiwo, she's the best cook I know. Are you angry? See. You know? So, and these are the things that like jollof rice. You know, I know people still talk about the jollof wars between Nigeria and Ghana. No. Taiwo is the queen of jollof. What's it? Potato salad.
So these are some of the things he likes eating. I don't get to give him everything at the same time, but for healthy purposes, start with your tomato salad.
I like it. You know, things that are...
My husband likes things like jollof rice, like fried chicken, like whatever it is you're seeing.
Fried chicken, meat, and all that. This girl has been cooking like this for 27 years. She has people helping her, but she still goes out of her way to cook. I love you.
Oh.
Thank you. So guys, we will talk to you when we finish eating. I cannot multitask. Eat and talk. Okay? Later. Cheers.
Men can do those things.
What do you mean? Men can do what?
You cannot multitask.
To eat and talk. Oh yeah, we are eating and talking. Alright guys, see you.
Yeah, how was the food?
It was fantastic. It's always fantastic. I told you the girl can cook. It's fantastic. Thank you. And I always thank her after she does it, don't I?
Yes, he does. Sometimes he tells me how much he loves me, but you know, love that is connected with food is very questionable.
Well, you should be thankful that there is love, whether it's connected with food or anything.
When a person says, I love you so much, after eating, it's almost like, I love you because you feed me.
Before, how many people are looking for somebody to say, I love you, even if it is just for food?
Let me say this. So the very first time that I saw my husband eat, I was scared.
Why?
Because you were eating rice, we were in university then. You were eating rice and beans.
And dodo, plantain.
Fried plantain and eggs.
No, I didn't have eggs.
And
rice,
he was doing this.
Dodo.
You don't remember what you had?
I remember.
So, I hope you can see. He was doing this. Remember what I said? Rice, beans, plantain, and egg.
There was no egg. It was rice, beans, and plantain.
He was not chewing. So, I was like, hey, is this how you eat? He said, when he does this, every time he did this, he chewed once and swallowed.
No, but so how do you chew rice? Who chews rice? Rice. I'm sure you even chew water.
Everybody chews rice.
Please. No.
Rice is not a liquid. It's a
but you don't chew. Does anybody chew rice?
So anyways, suffice to say that in the past 27 years, he now eats slower, so he doesn't do this anymore.
And why are you demonstrating that? My own problem is you eat too slow.
Yeah.
So, here I am. We have finished. The Bible says, be not slothful with business. We have finished, and then I have to wait.
I cook the food. So it's the least you can do. It's the least you can do.
All right. But you see, I really appreciate you. Honestly. You are amazing. And it's not because of food. I won't tell you when there's no food.
Yeah. But when there's food, it is more... I can feel...
Even God, the Bible says, when you have eaten and you are full, then shall you praise the name of the Lord. So, anyway, so it's a new year.
Yep.
It's amazing, man. Great things.
things.
Absolutely, see? Great things in store. You know, okay, something happened on Christmas Day that I need to report to Taiwo. Okay?
What are you reporting?
No, what happened on Christmas Day?
What is the part to report?
Okay, we'll figure it out as we go on. So, here we were sitting down, we're having dinner on Christmas Eve, and I was chatting with a friend of mine, and my friend, I said, what are you doing for Christmas? And she said, oh, She's going to a restaurant or something. I say, hey, come home. You know.
I don't know how many people are married to people like this that and my dad used to do that as well. They invite people.
So if your dad, if daddy used to do it, that means God has prepared you. Go on.
So people that invite people for dinner without your knowledge. Did you understand? Invite people to your house to come and eat without your knowledge, and then he now starts saying. So he talks about something like I say, oh baby, this food is so nice. This is so nice. And he's really hyping me. Then he says, did I mention that so-and-so is going to come? So I'm like, when? Not for lunch. No, just for tea. And there have been times when he told me somebody was coming and I cooked, not once, not twice, not thrice, and it was cancelled. And then you say, don't worry, we'll eat the food. We love your food. So how do you forgive that?
Whichever way you win. But the beautiful thing is this. Even when I do that, Taiwo always just believes in me. You know. Christmas ended up being very, very wonderful. Our friends came, and you know what? They brought so much food. They brought a goat. They brought stuff. So we had stuff, you know, and they brought a chef, and they brought someone to clean. I mean, I have nice friends.
Let me tell you the lesson that I learned from that.
But I have nice friends, yeah.
No, your friends are nice. Yeah.
Okay, good.
But the lesson I learned was that my plan for Christmas Day was that it was just going to be us, the family. We were expecting somebody else, but it was just going to be them as well. So we're just expecting. It was just just us in the house, you know, with 2 people. I wasn't expecting a crowd. My plan was that on Christmas Day, I will do nothing. I'll just sit and eat and enjoy myself. So when he said his friend was coming, I was like, oh yeah, one person is fine. But our brother and sister are at home with her. So I thought, okay. Because I'd already cooked. My plan was I cooked on the 24th. So I'd not spend the whole of the 25th in the kitchen. So he said, our brother and sister, yeah, that's fine. In my head, I'm like, yeah. I cooked like times 4 or times 3 for the number of people that I knew would be. And it was just people in the house. So then he said, she has a friend that is around from, I don't know, from this country and somebody else. So now the number has gotten to 5. So I'm like, okay, yeah, it's all right, no problem. And then he says, then he calls me back, and it says, she just called and said, they can come with the chef and the steward and all that. So I was like, oh, fine, fantastic. Then that's someone to help us to clean. But the lesson for me was that it's good to be open-hearted and to be hospitable. That's the word, to be hospitable.
But how did we get to? I mean, it was really wonderful. It was a blessing for us at the end of it. It was a huge blessing. But how did we get to that point when we can just believe the best about each other? You know, because it's not everybody that says, oh, I have people coming in that they'll be hospital. How did you get to the point where you actually did not get upset about things like that? Besides the fact that God had prepared you, like I said, because that's the environment you grew up in. But how do couples, I think the question I was saying, how do couples get to a point where they believe each other, they believe in each other?
I was talking to someone, I think it was yesterday, and I said, it's important that you believe in your husband, you believe in your spouse. You believe, let me put it this way, you believe the best about them. Their heart is right. They may not always do things, their head may not always do things that you agree with, but their heart is in the right place. So, because I know that your heart is right, my husband is very, very generous, is very, very open-hearted. You will be on the phone talking to someone and be like, how are you? What are you doing? Come over. That's how he is. So, but because his heart is in the right place, and I've learned, I think that's important. I've learned over time that God takes care of stuff, you know. So I don't force. And many, when we first got married, there were all these young students from university who used to come and hang out with us. We were like the first people they knew who had gotten married, and we were like 4 or 5 years older than them. So they would come over. And I remember that in the beginning, I would be like, oh, now I'm going to have to do all this work. And one day, this thing came to my heart. The Lord spoke to me and said, as long as you see them as a burden, they will burden you. The minute you begin to see them as a blessing, they'll bless you. So I said, all right, from now on, I'm not going to complain when people come. I'm just going to be happy to receive them. The very next time those same people came, they helped me to clean up. They brought food that lasted for days. I remember that at that time it was just the two of us. So that began to teach me that when I'm hospitable, God takes care of, God takes care of
many people have. The Bible says that a lot of people have entertained angels unknowingly, I've been hospitable. And I think, but one thing I think discourages a lot of people is, number one, maybe when they're going through stuff that, we're just trying to get enough for ourselves, you now bring in other people.
Yeah,
but I think it's important we be liberal. When we are liberal with the little we have, God has a way of multiplying it for us. All right, I think that's important. But most importantly, I think the ability to believe in one another. So when she says something that doesn't make sense to me, because I believe in her, I will flow. In the same way, when I say things that probably don't make sense to her, because she believes in me, that at the end of the day, we are both working towards the absolute good of our home. Yeah,
and I think it's so important that women believe in their men. I know I've said this, I don't know whether I've said it since we started Super Homes, that we need to cut our husbands or our men a bit more slack. And it's even possible that he may have an idea that is not a great idea and it may not work, but the fact that he has you standing right next to him gives him a chance of doing better. You said something earlier. You said that men, if his business breaks up, if his business fails
at work,
if he fails at work and he has a good home, he will bounce back. But if he fails at work and his home is in shambles, it's hard for him to bounce back. So I think that, I've said this before, the home must be a haven of peace. It's not that you have everything that you want, that you have everything that you need, but it's that you have each other.
One of the big challenges that people have been, writing to me and all is that we should address issues concerning guys, because we've had a lot of programs on send your girl child to school, empower the girl child. But when you have empowered girl child, who's that girl going to marry?
The unempowered boy child.
So I think next episode me and the boys are going to suspend you.
It's fine.
And it's just going to, so guys, next episode is going to be a boys' time out. Just me, Tolide, and Ola. And we're just going to see, we're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about, some of the things they saw growing up. And basically have candid conversation on the challenges that young men have in this age we're living in. So that's what we're going to do. And then what's happening in February?
Valentine's.
Yes, we're going to have a special.
What is it, Valentine's Day?
It's Valentine's Day. What did you think it was?
I said Valentine.
And then you just.
And it hung.
Power went.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a Super Homes Valentine's event.
And you don't have to be married or in a relationship to come. So you can be single. It doesn't matter.
And Taiwo and I are going to be there. We're going to have a jazz band. We're going to have so much. It's going to be a lovely dinner. So begin to plan for it. 14th of February, we're going to give you details later. On that note,
I wish you could all join us.
For this meal, yeah?
Yeah.
But Taiwo, you need to, let me report Taiwo to you guys. And please, just tell her. Taiwo used to have a cooking class where people would come and she would teach them different things. I am sure there are people who would want to learn how to make jollof rice, the proper one, not the colored rice.
Let me know.
Sometimes.
Let me know.
The good thing about when she has her cooking class?
I have it at home. And my husband is always like, yeah, we must have these classes more, you know, because we can't finish all the food. So after the people in the class have gone, taking their food and gone, he now sits and really eats the food.
It's not just
so that's one of the reasons. Remember what I said, that this love that is food.
All right, cut. You know, she's the one that normally says cut. I'm saying cut.
This love.
Cut.
So
the show is over.
So it's because of the food that he wants me to have cooking classes.
You know, you're just making me look like an Abolonjeku. What is Abolonjeku?
Someone that can die because of food.
In front of everybody. In front of the whole world. Okay, cut. Guys, mwah, love you. See you next time.
Yeah, see you next time.
No. You need to, how can you be using fork and knife and you're fighting with the thing? Use your hand.
Really?
Isn't that better?
Why?
I don't want to tell you.
Because you call this catching it. There's no.
Alright. You know, you miss out on the value, the nutritional value of a chicken bone. How many people eat chicken bones here? Isn't it? Chicken bone is nutritional. That's why we're speaking the same language. You're tired. You're just a bougie, I saw. And you bought a bougie. When we eat that, you crack it, crackata. Then you turn the other side, you crack that one to crackata. You suck all the air from inside it. And then that makes it easy to chew.
You see, I'm not saying anything.
Why?
Because this is calcium for my husband.